Peace and blessings to you all. I'm Steven Valencia, and today I'm breaking down another one of my beats off of my Road 2 project. Alright, let's get started. So the melody, this is where the beat started with a Rhodes piano loop. I'll play it for you guys. So right off the bat, I found this loop on Splice. I just let it set the mood. So after the Rhodes set the foundation, I brought in a flute. So this is where the beat really began to come alive. So the flute to me, it's not just a background layer here. I almost treated it like if it was the lead voice of the track. So when I'm building beats, I always structure them with an artist in mind. I laid it out with verses and a hook. And what I focused on here was variation, especially with the flute. Because across the 3 verses, you'll notice that the flute pattern, it gradually evolves. And then as each section gets more dramatic, until the 3rd verse, it starts to become more expressive. And that progression to me was my favorite part of this beat. It keeps the track moving without really changing the core idea of the beat, which is the Rhodes piano as well as with the drums. I'll play you guys a few sections of the verses so you can see how the beat transforms throughout the rest of the track. So if you notice, the Rhodes piano also has halftime on it. So that's another thing I did to differentiate this from the first verse. So this part's kind of like an A and B conversation with the flute. Like it's talking to each other. And this is the last part, what I considered, the last verse or the outro. So that movement is what gives the track its arc, you know what I mean? Like, even though the foundation, the Rhodes, the drums you'll hear later, it stays the same, but the flute keeps the beat from feeling static, which is my favorite part of this beat. And that's pretty much how it ends. Of course, it has the drums and the bass, but I just wanted to show you guys the melody alone, strip it down so you could really pay attention and hear the flute. So for the bass, I kept it clean and, understated. I just used Nexus, and the bass is really just reinforcing the root notes of the Rhodes. Now for the drums, I'll introduce these one by one. Of course, we got our hi-hats, snare, and I added a few subtle percussion sounds, including this rattle, which is, I think it's from a spray can, or when you take the cap off the spray can, just for some ear candy. You got the kick. And then I also have this drum loop. It's like this percussion, a hi-hat, or excuse me, a cymbal, a ride cymbal with everything. Alright, so let me play it off from the top so you can hear the beat in full context. Alright, so that's the breakdown, you guys. If you want to hear the full version, the link is in the description of this video. The track is off my project, Road 2. You'll find all the details below. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button, comment, let me know who you guys hear on this. And subscribe if you're into this kind of content. I got more breakdowns coming soon. Until next time, peace.